We are here with JV, that's Jill Vernola from Primos Premier Pro Wrestling. It is the 2nd of November of the year 2023. So, how was 2023, just personally and, at, in wrestling?
Um, 2023 was a pretty strong year. We've been able to carry the momentum we picked up in 22 and carry that on. We've pulled in a few more fans. The students, for the most part, are starting to get to a position where they can we can send them out almost anywhere and know that they're gonna be a good representation and everything. It's been pretty good. I can't think of too many bad things that have happened beyond bumps and bruises, a couple breaks and stuff here, but 2023 was pretty good.
And, were those, any of those, occur at training, during training, because of, like, the teaching, or was it usually, more of a matter of it comes with the territory?
From everything I've heard, they were cases of shit happens.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what you were trying to go for there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you can be one of the best trainees, and you could be a fantastic worker. You got a guy like Bret Hart, 25, 30 years, had never gotten hurt, had never hurt anyone, and then all it takes is one kick. Yeah, one kick. And it may not have even been that kick. He bumped on the concrete, too.
Absolutely.
But it's, in terms
really,
of what has happened to the students and the kids this year, everything just kind of seems like shit happens.
Yeah.
Nothing that anyone really could have done to prevent it.
Yeah. It's just interesting to note that in an industry where people oftentimes will blame the sport, blame pro wrestling for those injuries, but having been injured multiple times in multiple different ways, it was always on me. I was never injured because of something that I was instructed to do in training or was told to do by someone else. It was always upon me, essentially.
Every time when I fucked my hand up in 2016, 2017, it was because I made a mistake. Or it was because, you can see the scar right there.
Yeah.
I made mistakes. Shit happened. And it wasn't even anything of this is wrestling's fault, this is blah, blah, blah. I fucked my hand up doing the stupidest thing ever. I was hitting the mat.
Yeah.
And then I was a little too far into the ring. 350 pounders stepped on it back to back. I can't get mad at them. That's my fault for putting my hand there.
Yeah, I feel you. I put my whole body in somebody else's bump zone, and that was me. I had never done that maneuver. I'd never thrown a spear before. Why did I think it would be wise? Especially because a coach had told me before, hey, when you're throwing that, you're landing wrong. You're landing on your side, and you're gonna get hurt. And it was just very interesting that. And you and I actually had that moment too, where we shared some injury in the ring or outside of it. Really.
Yeah, and when I fucked my neck up, that wasn't even, that was wear and tear, and then I took a normal fucking back bump, and then everything went fucking numb. Well, my arm went numb. I'm not gonna say like there are people that everything went numb. I'm fortunate that I am
Quite
not
like paralysis level.
that I am not trying to.
No, but I feel you, and that instant feeling of something's wrong.
But yeah, I had no feeling in my left arm for about 18 months. So yeah, like, I could move it and everything, but I had like no feeling. It was all tingles. But yeah, to wrap it up, the injury stuff, it just kind of seems like it was a thing of shit happens, and it's unfortunate, but like that happens in any sport.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, people are starting to blame the game of football more for what happens, and that's neither here nor there. But like, you're a baseball player, you blow your knee out sliding into base. That's something you've done a lot since you were probably 7, 8 years old. All it takes is like, you hit the base, just
shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, someone tagged you the wrong way, or you know, it happens.
It does. It really, really does. What was your favorite moment of this year? Or memories? Favorite memory?
Favorite moment of this year was Slave going as smoothly as it did, and because that show is always kind of rough with it being the WrestleMania and everything, and like being our big show, and just there's usually always something that happens that throws a fly in the ointment, or like, yeah, this was a good show, but, and I can't really say that this time about this one. Everything went really well. The sales were fantastic, ticket and pay-per-view buy wise, so like that's at least something I think everyone that was part of that show can hang their hat on. Like, you know, like any of the deathmatch guys can hang their hat on that and use that to gain attention in other places. It's brought attention onto the West Coast, not West Coast, because they have a deathmatch, the Rocky Mountain, Intermountain region deathmatch scene, because we got a couple bangers out here. We obviously have Provider. We've got Niles Blood, who you give him 5-10 years will be at least cutter status, especially if he keeps going the way he's going. He'll probably start getting invited out of town for those shows here pretty soon, especially having been in there with people like Mickey, people like Neil, people like Joey, Provider.
Yeah, absolutely. And Neil Diamond Cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely, having never experienced anything like that, it was my first deathmatch experience as well. You guys really did such a good job of maintaining composure with providing something that you just can't truly understand how visceral and like animalistic it is.
It gets very base. It does get very base. There's definitely a bloodlust into it and everything, but there's also a lot of psychology and storytelling and deathmatch wrestling that you don't necessarily see as much in other wrestling, because you can't do a million friggin' spots of deathmatch wrestling, otherwise you're literally gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas, you know, and this is no knock on any other form of wrestling, I like them all, but like you have a lucha libre match, it's gonna go 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But they also understand what lucha extrema is.
Yes, absolutely. And I didn't understand the difference between a hardcore match and a death match until I truly saw one up close, because I'd seen death matches on like Lucha Underground, so some pretty bloody things. AEW can get pretty bloody sometimes, but actually being there and being inside the Roxy, that is just such an intimate venue as well. Oh, hot damn. Anything left unachieved in 2023?
There's, there's always stuff unachieved.
And that can be personal or...
There's some things I would have liked to have gotten done sooner this year. Like, we're doing the, and we've got the, production kids from, Colorado Media School coming in as an internship.
Yeah.
That was something that I was trying to get done this time last year, and
that was awesome.
Yeah, and
you got it in this year.
Yeah, but like it's I would have liked to have done it sooner, and it was more just that it kind of fell into my lap, and I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm happy I got the horse, but
absolutely,
I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to do it with my silver tongue or get it done sooner. Like, I had to, like, not that I hate getting help, but like, this was something I thought I could do myself, and and I wound up having to, the kids more or less came to us. So,
absolutely.
Which is great. Like, that's another thing I can hang my hat on is like SEO and a couple other things have really, search engine optimization, and our partnership with Lucha Libre Life has really helped grow the brand, and some other things along those lines, and so, like, personally I would have liked to have been able to do that one myself, but there's always stuff unachieved, like it. Like, yeah, we got Elitch's, which is fucking awesome. I am not gonna downgrade that at all, but
that was awesome.
Meanwhile, I've been in the Denver Broncos email inbox and voicemail inbox once a month for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And then they wind up going to Hugo's.
Interesting.
Getting the CMLL guys, that's cool. That's whatever. That was probably Denver's fucking money anyway. Not. But it's just like that one was always kind of struck me as kind of weird. But again, I can't. That's also not seeing the forest for the trees. So, like, I have to, and I'm learning that probably way too late in life, but I'm still learning that, like, I can't always look at that one little thing that, like, oh wow, that's one show I didn't get, and oh wow, I needed help getting this. A, I still got that.
Yes.
And B, still got Elitch's, still got the college shows, still got Taco Fests and everything, and that's a good thing to keep in mind, because as we continue to cultivate these relationships, they'll just grow into others. So.
Yes. So, give us a synopsis of 2024 projections for your personal, the butcher shop, Primos, and like the pro wrestling industry as a whole.
This is the best period of business for professional wrestling that I have been a part of. This is probably the best the industry has been since the late 90s, early aughts. It goes in a 20-year cycle. I don't know how well you know the history
I don't.
of the biz. So, talk to some old guys, they'll tell you it always goes in a cycle. Like, when I started watching in the late 80s, early 90s, it had rock and wrestling had kind of fallen out already. It had kind of lost its steam and momentum and popularity, and then you get to the end of that decade, and everyone that was making fun of me for wearing an Undertaker shirt in first and second grade is wearing an Undertaker shirt now.
Yes.
Fuck you guys. But, you got that. So, like, the business is only going to continue to expand. There might be NWA just got a contract, the TV contract, and they're looking to do a territory system. That's going to get a lot more guys seen. I'm all for anything that gets anyone more jobs.
Yeah.
As for the company, just growing the way we've been continuing to grow. Like, I've got a couple numbers in my head that I'm not going to put out, that I'm just going to keep as a bar.
Yeah.
In my head, and if we hit it or don't hit it, we'll find out in about a year. And as for the school, I would just hope that it expands. That might be out. I just hope that it continues to expand, gain more students, get a bigger foothold in the community than it has, because there's a few schools in the state now. Some are pretty good, others need some work. But you can learn something from each of them. But I just would like, there's another school in Denver that outside of Colorado gets, I don't want to say all the attention or anything like that, but they're basically the belle of the ball. They're the ones that, when I first moved out here and was telling them, oh yeah, I'm working Denver, oh, are you working here? And by that point, I had already had my beef with them from shit in Arizona, and but at the same time, I don't wish ill of anyone either. So, but we all know,
it's rough.
Yeah, we know. I just want to start getting some of that name brand recognition. That's probably the best. That's probably the best way to put it. And it's not even from like a greedy thing or a personal thing or anything like that. It's just that
it's been earned. Primos earned it. You have earned it.
And it's been 16 years now. We've been doing the only deathmatch tournament in the region for 14. Well, I shouldn't say we. That's Joe. I have nothing to do with that one other than to just soldier along and help out. But it's more just trying to get that name brand recognition, because I think if outsiders were more in touch with the space, with the scene and everything, we'd be a little more well known than we are, and we're doing things to work on that. We're getting the kids out there. We're always looking to partner with people, and be, do something mutually beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, which is not commonplace. It seems like a very competitive business. So to have and foster a rather collaborative spirit, um, it is rather difficult because you're a diamond in the rough.
But by nature, wrestling is a very selfish business because at the end of the day, you're all independent contractors out there going for the same, let's call it 500 national level contracts that are out there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
those numbers are very telling.
Yeah, and there's and last time I looked into it or something like that, there's something like 500,000 independent wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
And most of them are here.
Yeah.
So when you've got 500,000 competing for less than 0.1%, you're going to have to get at least a little competitive and stuff. And most indie promoters started out as independent wrestlers, so they have that, I won't call it a me first attitude, but it's the get down or lay down.
Yeah.
Like, it just, you're with us or against us, and that's not, Joey and I have never really thought that that's the way to do things, because
it's a way, but I'm happy that you all provide quite a different way.
It's just what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Fucking,
I love that.
Abaddon gets signed. All of a sudden, WWE and AEW are paying a lot more attention, and
it's like to the Colorado
scene, to the scene and everything, and like every time they've come out since then, you've seen the pillars on cards. Caleb Crush is getting runs every time they're out here now.
Absolutely.
And it's like,
these people are appearing on national television.
Right. You've got Crow doing his extra work, and just
Crow?
Killian
Crow?
Yeah, and it just and then like even you've got guys like Atiba and Balaam Lynx, like from like it doesn't matter who you're working for at this point, like but
well, that's it. Like, it is an interesting industry, because you don't necessarily only work for a single promotion at a given time, but there is still that sense of ownership where a lot of people are rather held back to the industry standard when it was monopolized only by WWE. And AEW coming to be in 2019 really brought about a lot of change. That do you think it stimulated the wrestling world from an indie perspective? Like, how has your experience been since? Have you seen an influx in attention to it, or?
I don't know if I've necessarily seen an influx of it, because like if you look I don't know if I've seen an influx of attention. It's like steadily grown. I don't know.
Steadily is good.
Yeah, and like I don't know how to say this without it sounding like I'm talking shit. I don't know how much of it is an AEW influence or influx like that, because it's like if you look at their TV numbers, they're running on days, for the most part, except Fridays now, they run head to head. But like they started out, they weren't like it's.
I think it just speaks to having a alternative.
Yeah, it is.
And
it does.
You
and
speak about having your competition essentially have that name brand recognition.
Right. And like I don't even know if their it's their vanilla, we're chocolate. It's like we do different things. Like we
absolutely.
we do our shows different. They're very
It's a
they run a
fluid
very
art form
polished.
for sure.
They run a very polished product, and everything is just pissing me off.
Oh, no worries. The handle to the door upstairs was too, so I just fixed it.
But yeah, like I mean, some of it can be chalked up to AEW because they are getting press out there, and that gets press for everyone else, and but yeah, it just going back to the original point though.
Yeah,
just like the competition or whatever. Like it would be like if anyone from this state gets signed tomorrow, I don't care where they're working.
Yeah.
Like
anyone at all.
Like anyone at all gets signed
Correct.
Tomorrow. Like that is on the camera side of things because there are production guys around here that have gotten really, really sick ass jobs with some sick ass places and people.
Yeah, and like
that,
national sports teams and.
Yeah, like okay, so Joey's told you about LJ.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, like fresh as fucking.
And those were interns with Primos, yeah.
Yeah, and there are people working for Impact now, running cameras that worked for Matt or got the hookup from him.
Yeah.
More power. So, like, even from a production standpoint, now they know, well, let's look at these guys out here. They're trained in wrestling. They know what they're doing.
On that, like, do you believe that, like, all attention is good attention, essentially? Like, I know that it's competitive, but it's also collaborative at the end of the day.
It is, yeah.
As long as pro wrestling succeeds, that's it's a difficult perspective to come to.
Yeah, you have to have some teamwork there, and that's what makes it a lot like theater. Like if you're in it 100% completely for yourself, and you're trying to bury the guy you're in there with, A, you don't get it, and B, everything about you is going to be the shits.
Yes. And those people really help identify themselves.
Yeah, but the where was I going? Can you?
My bad.
No, you're good. Maybe if I hear the question again, I'm sorry.
We were just talking about the industry and how even when other people succeed, if somebody was to get signed to WWE today.
You were asking if all attention is good attention.
Yes, correct.
So, I'm honestly gonna have to say no.
Absolutely.
Because there was... Actually, no, now that I think about it more, I don't even know if I can say that was completely bad because we made a lot of money for the fundraiser. Like, they raised a lot of funds for it, but the, yeah, I don't know if all the attention from Slave 12 was the best attention, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, heard.
So that was all the Benny stuff.
Absolutely. Totally. And it's kind of like learning about Chris Benoit, where there are certain factors of things that happens in this particular...
Right. Yeah, and that's actually Chris Benoit is a good example because that brought
Hmm.
in a whole bunch of negative attention. Yeah, they were on.
Yes.
Yeah, DDP was on Larry King Live, and Nancy Grace getting raked across the coals by, especially by Nancy
Yeah.
Grace, who didn't even bother to do her fucking research and
Yeah.
said that Owen Hart died from fucking steroids. The fuck is
Holy
wrong
shit.
with you, Nancy Grace?
See, I had, yeah,
But
absolutely.
like, and then
Fuck
the
you,
Owen
Nancy
Hart,
Grace.
the Owen Hart incident, tragedy, accident
Absolutely.
brought some negative attention, but
Tons,
like that
yeah.
was, I
And you could see it on Brett's face to this day. Like,
yeah,
it was not handled correctly, and brought lots of negative light to pro wrestling as a business as well.
it really did, and it just especially now that so much more of it is come out and you find out how chintzy the equipment being used and everything was that like so they kind of shot themselves in the foot like with that. You don't use chintzy equipment, you don't get the negative attention.
Correct.
Unfortunately, one of the goats had to fucking die for
Yeah.
like
Invest in your product, and that
but,
includes the safety of talent.
yeah, but it just like
And you guys did for something like Slave.
we always try to anyway.
Yeah.
Like but you know, there's always shit you can't plan for someone, but again, shit can happen.
Yeah. And just to round it off, the rest of 2023.
The rest of 2023, we're gonna end it off on a high note with Omega. Like
Hell
that's I like
Omega 9.
yeah I like having that at the end of the year. It's a good blow off and it, but moving on and then for 2024
And what about Loaded?
Loaded will be a good one. That's gonna be some good action. We're gonna have Marlon versus Delta
Ooh,
for
awesome.
the strap on that one.
For the Primos.
For the Primos title.
Mm-hmm.
Although Delta is the IWC champion as well, so it'll be
Ooh. So
2
there'll
months
be
in
other.
yeah, it'll be two
And
months
that's
in a row.
IWC Legacy
Yeah.
Denver.
Yep, and
Awesome.
that'll be 2 months in a row that it'll be champ versus champ. This time Marlon will put his belt on the line.
Oh, sweet.
Deltas won't be on the line, but
Who knows? Card always subject to change.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
true. But yeah, Loaded will be a good one. I think it might be the first time in a while all 4 belts are going to be on the line.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah. Well, I got a hollow head. It's hard. It's very thick. But yeah. But yeah,
Sweet.
so good times.
And are there any other title matches at Loaded?
There will be a women's championship match. There's a Tinker versus Tyra, and Frenchie will be defending the chopping block title.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah, so yeah.
Opponent.
Opponent to
Yes.
be determined,
TBD.
and Mondo Romero and XJ Chaos.
Ooh.
They need a rubber match.
Ooh, sweet.
So,
For the 303.
for the 303, yeah.
Ooh, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah,
Update on the tag titles.
that will be
Another personal bias.
that'll be the Gay World Order, Daddy, and
Ooh.
Johnny Crash and Brokeback Billy will be challenged by Savage Saint and Damian Knox, the Colorado Fight Club.
Ooh. Okay. I'm not sure if Chuck Palahniuk approved of that, but
No, he didn't. I told them to go alliterative,
Yeah.
CCC, but you know.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, thank you so very much. Do you have any shout outs or sponsors or?
Go to the website.
Hell yeah.
Go to the YouTube. Go to the Twitch. Get Fight Plus so you can watch our stuff.
Yes, please.
Shout out Test of Time Tattoo. Shout out Provider.
Nice.
Shout out Tyra.
Heck yeah.
Shout out Pit Vipers.
Ooh,
Goots. I need more shades.
that is more shades requested. Thank you so very much for your time.
Oh, no problem.
High five.
That's very nice.